back to International Scale Model. I'm Lee. This is the February news show. A little bit late this month. It has been an absolutely hectic month for me with regards to my mortgage business. Is just since I've moved abroad, has gone absolutely ballistic. It's ridiculous, and obviously UMP is doing really well. We're truly international now with everything everywhere. So I do apologise about the lateness of the show because Paul did his bit a few days ago. Anyway, onwards with the show. Got a couple of announcements first about Ultimate Modelling products. Obviously everyone knows that we own Ultimate Modelling products as well now, so only makes sense to tie in with a new show, a few bits and bobs. But we've got a big announcement, the fact that we're just going to start selling kits, model kits and rare stuff that you don't usually find on normal modeler shop sites and things like that. We just wanted to, we don't want to compete with any of the other model shops. Obviously we've got a few of them that sponsor us as well, so we don't want to compete with those. But we do want to offer our customers a little bit more variety in what they can buy on our site, rather than just you know, thinners, cleaners, washes and things like that. And maybe something different. They think, oh, that takes their fancy. I mean, you know me, I like stuff that's completely different to the norm, and you know, I love different modelling. So initially we started off with Tarangus. Now Max over at Tarangus, cracking guy. A really nice kit. We've got the whole range of Tarangus kits which are flashing up now, as you can see, and the biggest seller is the vegan. I mean, that's just, I've had to order more of those after the first batch have gone already. So fantastic kits. We might be stocking the aftermarket for them as well very soon as well. It's something we're looking into, just so you've got a whole complete thing. I mean, we don't make much money on it, but it's something to offer our customers, you know, with regards to having a complete model, if you like. But fantastic models, great range, and I do know for a fact that just the dogs running around, that there's another 148 and a 172 coming out from Tarangus this year. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be, and I'm hoping it's going to be a Draken, because I wouldn't mind a 148 and a Draken myself. But yeah, so that's the good news. We have got 3 other companies coming on board in the next month, so watch out for those on UMP. Obviously there'll be announcements on the website and things like that as well. So we will have 3 other, and then there's another one coming on the month after, I think in March. So quite a lot happening at the moment. Also we've got we've given the sole rights to Ultimate Modelling products in Italy to a company called Modellismo 48, these guys here. So if you're in that part of the world and you fancy trying out some UMP, then try Modellismo 48 in Italy. They stock in the full range from now on, you know, obviously into the future and everything. So give those guys a go there. So that's the UMP news. On to forum news. Obviously we're going to go up through the forum updates and the GBs and the SiGs. We got Paul's current build update. Haven't got one for me because I've had no time to do anything this month whatsoever. Same old story, I know. We've got the prize draw winners. Obviously we've got 3 prizes in the free prize draw for January. We'll announce obviously what's coming up for this month's prizes as well. And obviously we've got reviews from Paul, which is the Hataka paints, the Hataka Hobby paints, that new range of paints that's come on the market. Seem to be very nice indeed. And obviously the Iwata custom airbrush, which I know Paul's been after for quite a while now. So I think first of all we'll go over to the paint review. Now this has already been up on our site, but it was meant to go on the news show first, but because the news show was a bit late, we had to put it up early, so it is planned to be in here. But here's the Hataka paint review.
Hi everybody, Paul from International Scale Modeler. We're going to review a couple of the Hataka Hobby paint sets. Now, I believe eModels.co.uk are the sole UK importer of these and stockist. Now, they're fairly new out. There's a decent range of them already out there, and hopefully they're going to add to them over time and make a really good range of paints. The sets we got today are the early Luftwaffe paint set and the Royal Air Force paint set, which is basically standard camouflage colours of the RAF planes during World War II and standard camouflage colours of the Luftwaffe planes between 1937 and 1940, so real early war, pre-war on that one. The RRP, this is a 4 paint set containing RLM 70, 71, 02 and 65/78. RRP on those is $8.99. And this is a 6 set with dark earth, dark green, interior grey green, sky type S, ocean grey and medium sea grey, and that's a 6 paint set, and that retails at $11.99. So you're looking at £2.25 per bottle, so it's not a cheap paint. But if the colours are good, which they do look quite good to me, I've had a quick look at the box, mainly because this one was a bit damaged in the post, unfortunately, by Royal Mail. But the colours look a good match. I've got several different manufacturers of paint, and they look on par with most of them, so it's quite good. A quick cursory glance at the Luftwaffe set, because obviously the box was damaged, the paints are actually loose, unfortunately. So I had a look when I put them back in. Standard 17mm bottle, same size as Vallejo, AK, MIG ammo, etc. It's a slightly different bottle with a slightly different lid. So I believe these are manufactured in Poland, so they're not a Spanish AK Vallejo clone, as a lot of them seem to be. So it is a separate paint company. Box art's great. You got a sticker on the front with the various colours, details of the bottle, where they're from, etc. On the back is even better. You get a description of the actual aircraft, and come on, focus. There we go. The actual aircraft and the camouflage itself. If you want to read at that, give it a quick pause. And at the bottom you got the details about the paints. Again, if you want to read that, give it a quick pause as well. So just run through each colour, where it's used, etc, etc, and shows that beautiful Stuka there as well. So the box art's lovely. Same on the RAF one. You've got, I think, the Tempest on the front. Run through the colours again, and on the back you've got you got a Hurricane, a Spitfire, P51B, I think it's a B, and a Tempest again there as well. Again, more information at the top. You want to pause and have a read. Have a quick read, and information on the paints themselves at the bottom. So a lot of information on the box, which is really useful. It's a nice touch. Wish all the manufacturers did that, and it is quite good as well. So what we're going to do, we'll have a quick look at the Luftwaffe set. Purely simply because this one's already open, unfortunately. Like I say, 4 paint set, this one retailing at $8.99. The bottle's your standard 17mm. What I do like, and what all manufacturers should do, is include a ball bearing in there, which mixes the paint up perfectly, and there's no mucking about then. As you're trying to airbrush, you know, everything's ready to go, and the pre-mix has to come out. Now, a bit of information on the bottle: water-based, airbrush tested, quick drying, shake well. So very basic information. Colour on the front, it's got a code, AO17, dark green, RM71. Each one's the same, and like I say, normal standard size bottles, but they are slightly different to Vallejos, so bear that in mind. What we're going to do, we'll test the RLM 65, because this colour I've used quite a lot. The colour matches look quite good. I've got my A-cans in front of me there, and I use those as a standard because they take an actual photoscopic match off aircraft. And all the colours, especially the RLM 71, they look very good matches to me. Did have a quick look before, and they do seem good because every manufacturer varies, and obviously for scale effect they can look differently, but they look very good. So what we'll do, we've got a little test card I made before, a bit of styrene sheet, prime one side in grey, one side in black. I did the black so we can see the actual coverage, what it's actually like. So we've got both sides. That's Badger primer, by the way, which is absolutely superb primer, and I will review that later. So like I say, ball bearing in the bottle so you can give it a real good shake. Open it up. Smell. Well, it's not a nasty smell. Water based, doesn't smell like any other paint I've smelled before. A lot of paints have distinctive smell, so it's definitely a paint that's not unlike any other. So what we'll do, got the Hardsteinbeck Infinity 0.2mm needle. We've got the compressor set at 24 psi. We'll try it neat out the paint bottle first. We'll see what that's like. It's quite thick, I can see that going in. So whether it's going to spray out. Just about does it. So what we'll do is we'll thin it a little bit. About 50-50 with UMP. Yep, good old UMP thinner, and they're going to resist a chance to show it on camera. So what we'll do is, because we've got paint, thick paint in an even nozzle, we'll give it a bit of a backflow. And there we go, that's a definite improvement. I'm going to knock my spray booth on. So out of the bottle, they don't spray too good. I think if you had a bigger needle, the likes of, say, like Iwata, that's a 0.35 needle in that, I think. It'll probably spray directly out. I've got a bit thinner on the top of there. It'll probably spray perfectly, but to be honest, if it's too thick to go for a 0.2, I'd say it needs thinner anyway. Like I say, put a UMP thinner in there, about 50-50 mix. And what we'll do, we'll just try over the grey as a general coverage, then over the black to see what the actual coverage itself is like. Spray's very nice. Dries very quick as well, which obviously the half thinner helping it. Coverage is good, which we'll definitely see on the black in a minute. So what I'll do now, cut to air, just to give it a dry. Ah, there we go, all dry. So there we go on the grey, the general coverage is very good, can't complain about that at all. Now, fine control, what can we do? You get some nice squiggles, I don't know if you can see that. It's quite a pale blue, might have been better picking a darker colour. So you get nice control over it, you can see nice fine lines. Literally pencil thin, and then straight up to the full coverage again. So no problem spraying that there. What we'll do, we'll flip it over onto the black. This is where it's going to really show now. Probably do with a touch less thinner, if I'm honest. Give it a general coat, dry it off with the airbrush. Quite good coverage on the black, to be fair. And once it's dry, come in a little bit thicker. And we're out of paint, so we'll a little bit more. But I think what we'll do, we'll go for a darker colour. Let's go for blue. What I'll do, I'll just give the colour cup very quick back flush. We'll change the colour. So we'll do the RLM 71, a bit of a darker green. As you can see on the black, that blue, even though there's only one real coat, actually covered really well. Quite hard to see on the grey, we get whited out by all the lights. This is a problem I noticed there, when you shake it, when you take the lid off, it gives it like a little splurge of paint. That might prove annoying over time, but maybe it's because the bottles are so full, which isn't a bad thing, because it means you're getting a lot of paint. So again, about a 50-50 mix, thinner to paint. Quick mix up with a Tamiya paint mixer. It's a very nice green. So again, we'll try it on the grey first. We'll go over first, so don't try and put it on too thick as always. Get your base coverage. Cut to once it's dry like that, pull back in, a nice wet coat. The beauty of our thinner, it does really aid the speed of drying paint. Excellent coverage off the green, so we'll try the green on the black. It's very hard to see actually. A little bit of needle tip drying, which is hindering the paint for a little bit, but a quick wipe over with a piece of tissue or be careful, a cotton Q-tip or a cotton bud, that soon gets rid of it. Again, because we're on black, the green's going to be quite hard to see. Coverage is very good, I will give it that. Absolutely brilliant. We have one little bit of tip one little bit of needle tip trying to get off most paint anyway. Quick wipe and it's gone. As you can see, there's the green. So on both sides. Some fine lines, so what you can do. Again, no problem there. Like I say, thin 50-50, you could probably go a little bit thinner if you're going to be doing finer lines. But that's not too bad at all. So definitely need a little bit thinner if you want to go really fine. There's general coverage. Once you turn back to the spray. Again, the coverage is really good. The colour cup's nearly empty, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll let us do this one little bit. Just a kind of demarcation we can get with it. It's quite clean actually, to be fair. Getting out of paint very nearly. Try a nice thick coat. That's needles, that's the trigger pull all the way back to get really wet. If we dry it off, you should see it dry on camera. Even if you put a really thick coat on, it dries really well. And as you said, the demarcation between the primer and the grey is really nice and tight. So if you're doing real fine camo lines, it's really going to work well. Absolutely spot on. So there we go, I'll knock the boot off so you can hear me talk. So like I say, we did a quick test of the RLM 71 and the RLM 65. 65 went down very well on the grey and really well on the black. Obviously because it's a slightly lighter colour, it's going to take a little bit more coverage on the black to get it down, but it went down. Sprayed nice, dried really quick. The green, again on black, quite hard to see, but we just did it for coverage, covered it really well. And this is where you can really see the oversprays a little bit. I think we could do with the paint a little bit thinner, but on the grey side we can see the light blue there, which has gone down absolutely flawlessly. Super smooth. It is really nice and smooth, and the grey we could do fine lines with them, and the general coverage was very, very good as well. Hopefully, yeah, it is dry. That's in a couple of minutes. Just dry with the airbrush has dried it right out. And it's come out really well. So there we go. So like I said, there's plenty of paint in the range. They seem to spray really nice. I'll give them a try out over the next few months. Maybe we can come back with another set later on down the line and see how that goes. And I can use them on a model itself and we'll see what they actually come like. So like I said, there's the Hataka Hobby Early Luftwaffe paint set and Hataka Hobby Royal Air Force paint set. We tried the Luftwaffe, as you can see the results speak for themselves. I think it's gone down really nice. The colours look good, like I said, sprayed well. A little tiny bit of needle tip dry, but you get that off a lot of paint anyway, quick wipe and it's gone. We could do general coverage over black and grey and some fine camo lines as well. So there we go. So quite impressed by those. Hopefully add a few more of those to my paint collection, which is always growing, as always. If you want to go get some, go to emodels.co.uk. They've got, I think off the top of my head, they've got about 9 sets. Hopefully Hataka will add more and more to the paint sets as they go, and maybe start selling them individually as well, which would be really handy because you don't want to use more than one colour and then have to buy a whole set to buy an individual paint. So again, hopefully your models will release them all as separate as well, but that's hopefully something for the future. So there we go, Paul from International Scale Modeller. Thanks for watching, hope you found the review useful, and I'll catch you guys on the forum.
Right, so there you go, that's the Hataka Hobby paints. They look like a good range of paints, and got to thank Peter E-Models for supplying us with quite a few of those to go through and test and everything. But if you do want to buy some, hop over to E-Models and give them a whirl. Fantastic company, great customer service, and they've got the whole range. I think they're the main importer for Hataka in the UK, so well worth a look. Right, so onto the forum. We've got the GBs and SiGs. Now, we've got two running, well, three really running at the moment. The first one is obviously the Modern Armour SiG, which is 1st of January to the 31st of March, and that's basically anything AFV from 1975 plus. And it's as simple as that, basically. Sponsored by S&M Snuff. Now, this is something I've got lots of subjects I could enter into this, but I think time's going to be critical again. I thought I'd have more time this year, but it turns out that I'm working harder than ever now, so it's ridiculous. But the Rising Sun GB as well, it's 1st of Jan to the 30th of April. And again, that's a very simple one. It's anything Japanese from any era, whether air, land or sea. It doesn't have to be military, can be civilian, anything at all from Japan, the land of the rising sun. And some cracking entries in that already as well. That's sponsored by Models Art Go, and some great prizes for that as well. We've also got the Tiger 1 SiG in honour of Lord Cohen, who is currently stuck in a snowdrift in the middle of Nova Scotia somewhere. So, but apart from that, there's a lot of. If you like Tiger 1s, then you need to go over and have a look at the threads and everything in the SiG part of the forum, because there's absolutely a spank load of Tiger 1s there that. It's just Tiger 1 porn basically. Some amazing tanks so far, and some great builds, and fingers crossed I'm going to get mine done as well. I've got 2 months left to do it, so that's the only one I'm going to work on from now on. So right, the other thing I'm going to say about is sorry about the reveals for the Shelf of Doom, the 6 military wheel or more, and the Vietnam videos haven't gone up yet. Seriously, I must apologise, I just have not had the time to do 3 reveal shows. The reveal shows actually take longer than the new show, even though the new show is an hour and a half, and it takes about 6 hours to edit the new show. It takes nearly a day to do those, because I've got all the photos in, all the names, and match it all up and things like that. So they will be coming on soon, and I'm hoping to bang them out over the next couple of weeks. And so might be one day, one another, and one another. But rest assured, guys, obviously the winners have all been picked and everything. Myself, Paul, and Gary know who they are. So well done to you. But we'll release those over the next couple of weeks, so just got to get time to sit down and do them, so I do apologise about that. I think that's about it so far for the SiGs and GBs. Just a reminder that obviously in April, I know it's a couple of months away yet, but in April we've got our Eggplane GB, which just runs for 4 weeks. Great fun. We had quite a few entries last year. We're hoping to double that this year. Sponsored by Retrocrit, who do all the they do the resin upgrade kits for the Eggplanes. It's fantastic. That starts in April, so if you want to get yourself an Eggplane, now's the time to do it, because it can take a while to come from Japan. Most of the stock is still in Japan. If you want to get the funky ones, there are a lot of different. It's not just the Hasegawa ones. There are absolutely a plethora of manufacturers who do egg stuff. What you need to do is Retrokit. Dom from Retrokit runs a Facebook site called Eggplane Masters, and if you search for that on Facebook, and I'll put the link up down the bottom here, but if you search for that, and it will give you an idea, you can have a look through there what else is about for eggs. It's absolutely fantastic. There's battleships, battle cruisers, aircraft carriers, spaceships, all sorts of things, absolute everything you can think of in normal models they've done in eggs. So it's going to be fantastic. Really would love to see some different ones. I'm going to do this X-Wing that I've got from Retrokit as well, so I can't wait to get stuck in that. I think Paul's got the same one as well, so that'll be interesting. But it's just a heads up for the next one. Anyway, I think we're going to go back over to Paul now and have a look at the Iwata custom CMC airbrush that he got recently. And now I know he's been creaming his knickers about this one. He's been after it for a long time, so I'm expecting a very good review. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi everyone, Paul and Tester Scale Modeler. A review today of the Iwata Custom Micron CM-C Plus airbrush. This is one of Iwata's higher end airbrushes. It retails at about £322. That's at air-craft.net. Again, supplied by Martin. So go and have a look at their website if you want to have a look at getting one. Superb service, and yet again Martin didn't let me down with this. Next day delivery, and it's free delivery as well, on anything over £150 I think it is. Superb service, Martin's never let me down, and I really can't recommend him highly enough. Like I said, it's one of Iwata's higher end airbrushes. It's not cheap, it's double the cost of my old faithful, the Hardestein Infinity. But since getting the Iwata HPCH, which I reviewed not long ago, I've really wanted to see what one of these would be like compared to the Infinity. The Iwata's HPCH is a good airbrush. I think the Infinity is better than it myself. So like I say, I've been interested to see what this is like, because this is one of their higher end ones. So really interested to see. Got a bit of information there on the actual airbrush. What we'll do, we'll open it up. So we'll look at the box first. So, attractive cardboard box, shows the airbrush on the front. Good looking airbrush, as you can see. Obviously the information on what the airbrush is. Flip it over on the back and there's a quick overview of what you get in the box. Well, with the airbrush and the filter, and some of the information about the airbrush itself. We'll get to that in a minute. But 5-year guarantee, and I think that's extended to 10 years in the UK. So a bit of information on the back, and shows you a brief overview of the airbrush itself. So we'll open it up. So you got an outer cardboard box. Inside you've got a very, very attractive metal box, which is a really nice touch. I just need to take something out of this because I've got my quick release in here, and sadly you don't get a quick release with it, which is one of my bugbears of Iwata, but we'll get to that in a bit. Like I say, very nice metal case with a clasp on the front. Open it up, you've got your airbrush, your nozzle spanner, your pistol grip air moisture filter, a tube of super lube, and at the back you got instructions behind that. It's a test sheet from the factory and an Iwata sticker as well. So very, very nice case. With the expense of this thing, it might be worth keeping it in here all the time rather than it knocking about on the airbrush holders that I've got here, because I'm forever knocking them off there. And some of the parts on this are rather expensive, which you're going to get to in a little bit. But very nicely presented in this box. Like I say, it really does look the part. But let's read a little bit of information about the airbrush. This is off Martin's site, dashcraft.net. Basically, it's billed as the Iwata Custom Micron CMC Plus. This is the V2. It's perfect performance, it's simply unmatched. With its hand match head system, a Mac air valve, the micro air control valve, the CMC Plus offers the pinnacle of airbrush and atomization, performance and control. Basically, each one of these heads, the nozzle, etc., is hand matched to the airbrush. I'm not sure how they do that, but I'm assuming they have multiple heads that they test and match to the airbrush. So they're saying that that gives you the optimal performance for the airbrush. It's tested by some of the world's leading airbrush technicians until the atomization and spray pattern are at the optimum. So it really is what they're saying, the pinnacle of airbrush technology. The version 2, which this is, features a taller trigger, as you can see, an improved grip for better control, one-piece needle chuck, auxiliary lever for ease of maintenance, and storage for the crown cap in the rear of the preset handle. I'll show that in a little bit as well. It's gravity-fed, double-action internal mix airbrush. It's got a 0.23mm needle, so I think the HPCH is a 0.3, so this is a lot closer to the Infinity. You got your crown cap on the front, which is this part here, so it's not a flat one like the HPCH gets on the front. It is feathered edges there, which allows for better paint control apparently. You've got the crown cap, the Mac valve, which is this here to control the airflow, so it's an inline pressure regulator, which is very, very handy. 9mm paint lid, so perfect size paint lid for me, the bigger the better. Adjustable trigger tension, which is inside here, I'll show that in a little bit. You've got solvent resistant Teflon needle seals, so again you put all your cellulose through without fear or worry destroying the airbrush seals. The body's cut out for easy seal access and cleaning. Preset cutaway handle, micro line to 25mm spray pattern, rugged metal storage case, and like I say, it comes with the pistol grip moisture filter, 5-year standard warranty and a 10-year extended UK warranty, so that's great. Like I say, you get the case, you get your little pistol grip inline moisture filter, so that basically screws in place there, like so. Gives you quite a good handle to hold the airbrush, and then you screw your compressor hose onto that. I don't use that, if I'm honest. I just have a quick release straight onto my hose. My Sparmax has a very good water filter in it, water trap, and I trust that to work. I've never had any problem yet. Tube of super lube and the usual Iwata spanner for getting the needle nozzle out. I got the different one now, the anodized end one, which is a lot better than that standard spanner, so it makes it a lot easier. So there you go, there's the case, there's the airbrush. We'll quickly go through what we get in the back. So like I say, Iwata sticker, so you can put it up if you wish. Spray pattern from the factory, basically to test, numbered. As you can see, we're going from wide to fine, squiggles to really, really fine lines. So each airbrush is hand tested, and your instruction book, which we'll go through quickly. So custom micron, absolute precision for the elite professional. 4 different airbrushes are there. So you got your custom micron B, the micron C, the C plus, sorry, yeah, shot, which is what we've got, and the micron SB. Quick bit of info on getting started. So it runs you through your compressor, assembly, how to connect the airbrush to the compressor, general operation, so it tells you how to spray, wide lines and blending, the preset handle, which is the needle limiter on the back, so it tells you how to use that, how to use the cutaway, which again I'll explain in a little bit, how to use the MAC valve, which is the control valve, the crown cap. This is a very nice touch on the front of these. That crown cap I showed you, it was all feathered. You can unscrew that if you're going to be using it for real close work, or you're going to be able to keep the needle clean. You can screw it on the back of the airbrush so you don't lose it. It's a nice little touch. Paint preparation, maintenance, it tells you about cleaning between colours before each session, how to clean the needle, how to clean it if it becomes blocked, lubricating the needle, lubricating the air piston, etc, etc. All the way through, cleaning right down. There's a lot of steps there, a lot of information to follow, so it's quite handy through to troubleshooting. So if you're having trouble, you can go to the back of the book, have a look what it's telling you, and hopefully find the problem and solve it. It's quite a good instruction book. At the back you got exploded diagram, parts diagram, along with the parts themselves, whether optional or they're part of the actual airbrush you've got. And I think that is about it, apart from replacement parts and accessories, about the head system. And then on the very back page is your 5-year warranty, but that's extended to 10 years in the UK. So a good instruction book, nice to get a sticker, nice to see a test card as well. You don't get those with the hard steam decks, unfortunately, but that's by the by. So what we'll do, we'll take the airbrush out. You've got your cap on the top, your paint cup. We'll put the case to one side. It's a very nice case, it weighs an absolute ton. It really is surprising just how heavy that is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop my quick release on. This is a real bugbear of mine that the Iwatas don't come with these, because all the harders do. They cost a couple of quid to buy, but especially when I'm paying this amount of money for an airbrush, I would hope it came with it as standard, but it doesn't. So yeah, there's your MAC valve on the front. So open and close that. The further open it is, the more airflow you get. The further closed it is, the less you get. So if I connect up to the compressor, so that's fully closed, so you can barely hear any air. If I go, it should go to nothing, as it does. And if I open it and then close it, so you can hear it go right down. Real fine pressure control. It's a very, very nice touch. Like I say, 9mm paint cup for me, which is always a bonus. Big paint cups are good because I'm forever spilling paint. And you've got your paint cup cap as well, which I'll put to one side. Nice big trigger. This is one of my main favourite things of this thing. It's a huge trigger. Feels absolutely fantastic on the finger. And the air valve feels very positive. You can actually hear it. So I really do like that. And the tension back, you can adjust yourself, which I'll show you in a second. On the back you've got your needle limiter. So, as you see, I can pull the needle back to there. If I go in even closer, it won't move at all. If I take it back, then you take it so far, and all the way back. So you can preset. If you're pre-shading or you're doing camo work, you can literally preset how far back you want that trigger to go. By me undoing it, it goes further back, and by me tightening it up, it goes further forward. So, another nice touch. Helps with control if you're not too confident on your actual trigger control, because you can set that to where you want it and where you go. Now I explained before about the crown cap, so this little part here pushes in. You unscrew, if I can get it off in one go without damaging everything. There we go, that leaves the needle exposed. We need to be very careful. So if you're doing any close-up work or a lot of camera work, you can take that off to expose the needle to make it easier to clean. Not a fan of doing that myself because you're just going to damage the needle. So if you do take it off, to save you losing it, you just screw it onto the back like so. So nice little touch, nice little thought. Somebody's obviously been thinking about what they've been doing. So pop that back on there without damaging anything. So there's your crown cap, as you can see. So it's like feathered edges. I will be honest, I would prefer to have a pinch tip like the Infinity, just because it makes cleaning a bit easier. But you can get these from Mark, they're about 50p, and you just put it over the back, and that allows you to backflow because it sends all the air back into the airbrush. If we take the back off, I can show you quickly. This is the trigger tension adjuster, so you can screw this in or out to make this tension on pulling back harder or lighter, so you can literally tailor it to where you want, whether you want it harder to pull back or easier. About there is right for me. So that's really, you can fine tune the airbrush, which is absolutely fantastic. In there you got your needle seal chuck, so that's what seals the needle going through the airbrush. By the looks of it, there's no information on it, but you can undo this and tighten it, so I'm assuming you can adjust the tension on that needle. If you can, that's a great touch. By the looks of it, you can. I haven't seen the information, but I was playing around with it the other week and it does move and it does tighten up. So whether it's just literally tighten up, done, or whether you can adjust it, by the feel of it, it could. But whether I might be wrong there, I don't know. Like I said, I've been using it for a month, so not had it that long, but I've certainly given it a good run through in that time. Now you've got your cut through rear section on the back. The idea of this is if you get a paint blockage, you pull it back by hand, just press the trigger and it will blast any paint straight through, or any blockage. That's the idea behind it. I don't tend to use it, I'll tend to backflow, or I'll just strip the airbrush down, but it's nice there to be able to get a hold of that, so you can pull the actual trigger back if needed without actually doing the trigger. You can do the same on the Infinity with the cut through they have, but again, it's a nice touch. Finish, it's beautifully finished. You've got a brushed like aluminium part on the back, the rest of it is a high shine, I'm going to assume chrome. It's a beautiful finished airbrush, it's got a fantastic weight to it, it's a really good, nice positive weight, and the action is just super slick. Like I said, I've been using it a month now. I've painted numerous camouflage schemes with it, numerous cockpits, everything. I did the full camouflage on my Tiger 1 I'm building at the minute, and that was the real first time I used it in anger, and it just performed absolutely flawlessly. It really was good. So what we'll do, what I've got is we've got my old tester Tamiya King Tiger that I built about 12, 13 years ago. It's been tested for all sorts, as you can see. I've got one top painted in Dunkelgelb and we'll do the sides in white. I've just literally primered up. So what we'll do is we'll pop a little bit of paint in the custom micron. Just going to give it a quick clean. Not as dirty, but I did give it a good clean before the review, so I just want to make sure everything is out of there before we start spraying. Compressors are 24 psi as always, and what I've got some Mr. Hobby dark green that we'll just lob a little bit in. Give it a quick spray. Let's see how it performs. Now, one thing Martin did tell me is some of these parts can be rather expensive to replace on this. The needle nozzle itself is about £40 to replace, so not cheap at all. And if you somehow manage to damage the entire front assembly, so basically this part forwards, you're looking at about £120. So hence the reason why I say it's kept in its box, it's not left in with the other airbrushes, because every now and then I will knock one off, or I'm doing something, one will leap off, as you do, into thin air. So rather than taking that chance, it is kept away. So there we go, there's how it can backflow. You put it over the end, press the trigger and it sends the air back. I do that to mix the paint a bit better, to ensure that we haven't got any thick paint blocked up in there. So there we go, I'm going to put my extractor booth on. So yeah, like I was saying, try not to damage those parts if you do buy one, because that's expensive for parts. The nozzles, £43 I think it is. The harders are about 13, I think. So it's 3 times the cost almost of a harder nozzle. So it is quite a lot of money. So quickly, what we'll show you covering up a large area, like so. Now, Martin did tell me, he said he thinks this atomises paint better than another airbrush. I'm not going to lie, I think it does as well. It just sprays so beautifully. It's beyond belief. Now, my test bed for any airbrush was the Evolution, the Harvey Steenbeck Evolution. It's now the Harvey Steenbeck Infinity, and that's how I always compare my airbrushes. I love my Infinity. I've owned it now for just over a year, and I really can't fault its performance. But this thing is just super smooth. As you can see there, I'm just doing little squiggles. With absolute ease, you could do really intricate camo patterns. So we just try and do just a little bit of a random pattern. You know, no tank might come with that camo pattern, but that's just a quick test to show you the level of control is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, to me, the Harvey Steenbeck Infinity in my hands just feels so natural to use. This thing is just so much better. I'm not saying anybody's got an Infinity to go and throw it away and suddenly go and buy one of these, because for double the cost, at half the price, the Infinity is a fantastic airbrush. I certainly will be getting rid of mine anytime soon. But the level of control I can get with this custom Micron Iwata is just absolutely outstanding. I've never had an airbrush that I can just spray so easily. Intricate camo schemes. Like the name on the tank. You name it. I mean, okay, it's not a realistic camo pattern, but you see me doing that. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing, to talking to you guys as well. But it is just so easy to use, beyond belief. So you can go right down, your pencil thin lines, you can do camo stripes, like so. Real fine work. No problem whatsoever, or you can just come in, blast the whole lot, a little bit too thick, and cover the entire thing in paint. So you've got real fine control to literally cover the entire thing in paint. So not just for your fine work, for base covering, everything. This thing will do it absolutely flawlessly. Like I say, I do love my Infinity, and like I say, it is always my benchmark. But this has replaced that for jobs like this. Any intricate camo work or intricate patterns, this will be my weapon of choice from now on. I just absolutely love its level of control. It just sprays the smallest patterns you can imagine all the way through, just covering giant pieces with absolute ease. So, like I say, don't go out and throw your Infinity in the bin. I'm not saying that, I've been criticised for that in the past. But as I'm testing things, I'm going to find things that I think are better or an improvement. And for me, this for doing this kind of work, intricate camo patterns. I'm nearly out of paint here by the look of it. Intricate camouflage patterns. I just think this thing is just like a work of art. It really is a precision tool. It's exactly like Iwata built it in their instruction book. The level of control is just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the level of control is just out of this world. I mean, you can literally, very nearly out of paint, but we'll carry on till we are. I don't usually struggle painting at all, but this thing just makes it so much easier. It really is a precision tool. At £320, it may be out of the reach of a lot of people. I do understand that, but if you're looking for the best you can get for your money, this is a definite must-have. So there you go. So we've got full coverage, as we got on the paper as well. Write your name with ease, right down to really, you can see where I've been doing real small dots and almost mottling on there on the white. Stripes on the Dunkelgelb on the turret. It really is just so easy to do. And that was a full pressure with the microcontrol valve fully open. I didn't even shut it at all. So that's 24 psi. My finger control, the needle's not a lot back. I just find it so easy to use and control. It is just absolutely second to none. So like I say, you've got your full coverage, you've got overspray, so you can see there with a run we would literally put a ton of paint down in one go, right down to your camo stripes, right down to your fine lines and control work, spots if you're doing mottling, you know, real fine camo work. It will do everything, and it does it so easy. Now, this will not replace my Infinity. I will not be getting rid of that. That is my workhorse of an airbrush. Absolutely love that thing. That is what I use for 80% of my work. This though comes in for work like that. Anywhere when I need the precision of this, that's where this will pop in. I'm just going to clean this quickly while I'm chatting to you. This is where it'll take over from the Infinity, and it will replace it because that level of control is just second to none. Now, like I say, this is double the cost of the Infinity. Is it worth it? If you've got £320 and you're looking for probably one of the best airbrushes you'll buy for modelling, I'd say yeah, all day long. If you can afford it and you want to get the best of the best, like a lot of people do ask me, I want to get the best airbrush, what is there? Then this is a definite must-have. If you're after something, you know, that'll do the job fine, get the Infinity, because it's still a phenomenal airbrush. It's, you know, done all my work over these past year, and the Evolution, which is very similar airbrush, has done all the work for the 3 or 4 years before that. So there's certainly no problem there at all. But if you're looking for the creme de la creme and you've got the money to spend, I would certainly go and get one of these, because this will do everything. If you buy this as your only airbrush, this will do 95% of the things you needed to do. The only jobs I can't think this thing will be able to do, and I wouldn't want to do them anyway, is number one, spray the Ultimate Modeling Products wash through it, because ours needs a slightly bigger needle to go through, and the Badger primer, because again it needs a thicker needle to go through. But if you're after a one airbrush that'll do everything, this thing will do 95% of those jobs, and it will serve you for a long time, and you will not have wasted your money at all. If anybody's got an Infinity, maybe looking for a step up, certainly have a look at one of these. You will notice the difference. I can feel it. There's a step up in quality from the Evolution to the Infinity. This is a step up again. It's hard to explain to people if they don't own them, but there is a big jump between the Infinity, the Evolution to the Infinity. There's a jump, and from this, the Infinity to this, there's a massive leap in performance. I'm getting dived on by the sound of it, I do apologise. So like I say, if you're looking for a precision airbrush, whether it's an add-on or another one that, you know, improve on what you've already got, certainly have a look at one of these. I'm absolutely made up I got one because it's a fantastic bit of kit. I can see it certainly up in my camo work over the next few projects and the foreseeable future. So well worth looking at. To get that level of control with ease when I'm just chatting away. The only overspray I got and run I got was when I did it on purpose on my back. So there you go. So there's Iwata's custom micron. It's the C, the plus, not the plus, the C. Certainly, here's the plus. Sorry, I'm talking absolute rubbish. Well worth looking at. Not a cheap airbrush. I think you get a lot for your money, to be honest. The level of performance alone warrants the price, in my opinion. Whether it warrants the price to you, only you guys can decide. That is a personal choice of your own. For me, I always try and get the best I can. And I've wanted one of these for about 12 months, but didn't think it'd be worth going for that cost, but it is. It really is. The Infinity will still do, well, easy 80% of my work. This will come out, be kept in its box, and kept for any intricate camo work or any work where I need just ultimate precision. This will come out for it. I wouldn't use it every day myself because I've got several other airbrushes. But if you're looking for an airbrush that'll do 90% of the jobs you need to do, this is certainly worth a look. So go have a look at Martin's website, www.air-craft.net. Have a look at them. There's a few other customs as well. They're a little bit cheaper. But for me, this is the one to go for. So there you go, guys. Hope I haven't waffled on too long. I've been looking forward to doing this review all month because I've really enjoyed using this airbrush. I know it sounds a bit sad, but I really look forward to doing this review. So if I've waffled on, I do apologise. Just quite enjoyed using the thing over the past month, that's all. So there you go. So I hope you like that. If you want one, go and get one because you won't regret it at all. And I'll see you guys around. So catch you on the forum. See you later, guys. Take care.
Right, so there you go. I thought it'd be a good one. He does like that. It's a proper top end airbrush, and I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, you should only get if you can really afford it. But it is a top line. It looks like a really nice. The only thing I don't like about it is you can't get a pinch tip like you do with the Hardware and Steenbeck. Because to me that makes spraying a whole lot easier. But there you go. But it does seem a very nice airbrush for sure. Right, back to the forum news. Obviously, we've got, as we say each month, we've got the kit review section, which is growing. We've got over 650 video reviews of kits at the moment, and still growing. So that's great. Thank you, everyone who's contributed to that. Anyone who's got any videos they'd like to put up, promote their YouTube channel, you know, where you've done reviews on kits, come over, pop it up on the site, pop a link and a thread up on the site. More than welcome to. We really want to build up a great arsenal library for kit reviews there. So thank you very much for that. Right, reviews coming up for this month now. Obviously, we've had the Tarangus Vegan reviews gone up just before the new show. We've also got the GWH new F15 MSIP going up in the next couple of days. We've also got the GWH Victor B2 as well going up in the next couple of days. And the Trumpeter 148 MiG-21 F13 Fishbed going up in the next week. I'm hoping to get the monogram 124 Lamborghini Diablo done, the German 8-ton half truck Flak 37 from Tamiya. Now the Great Wall Hobby ones, when you see them, because the videos have already been done, we haven't released them yet because they've been done for a while, was because we were meant to be stocking Great Wall Hobby kits. You know, we had a deal with them, and we had everything sorted. We were going to be the UK distributor and everything. But you know, one thing and another, it's fallen through, unfortunately. So you will see on there, you know, available at Ultimate Modern Products and that. Just ignore that bit. So, because we're not going to do it now. So, but anyway, so that's coming up for next month as well. For this month, sorry. So I think now it's over to the prize draw winners. Okay, so the monthly prize draw winners. I just want to say before we go ahead and do those, that if you hello. Before we go ahead and do those, this is May. Say hello, May. This isn't the one that was licking his balls. This is because this is a girl. So, but we just want to say that if you do win a prize or any of the monthly draws or any of the SiGs or GBs, when you get your prize, if you could do me a massive favour and take a pic of you with the prize, PM it to me on the site, and then I can put it in a Rose Gallery. It's really nice to see people with all their prizes and all that. Like, it's really great. So if you could do that, I'll be smashing. But this month's obviously we've got 3 prizes. We've got 2 from E-Models to celebrate them coming back as our main sponsors, and obviously 1 from UMP as normal. So without further ado, the first prize is for the Dragon 135 Panzer BF Wagon 3 with Sovereign. A nice kit. I think it's a recent release from Dragon as well, and the winner of that is Gustav Lexstall. Gustav Lexstall. So well done, Gustav Lexstall. The Dragon 135 is yours. Well done, buddy. And now for the Italeri 148 ES3A Shadow, which I really like the look of, I've got to say. It does look like a really nice bird. But the winner of that is CJ Somerset. Well done. CJ, you get that Italeri ES3A Shadow, and a nice looking kit too, I think. And the winner of the ISM Thinner and Cleaner bundle with, we'll throw in a set of PE places as well, is RC Fan UK. Well done, mate. So we've got 3 winners there, some great prizes, and if all 3 of you could contact me on the site, PM me your names and addresses, and we'll get those prizes out to you in the next week or so, because they're all sitting there waiting. So well done, guys, and that's it. So for this month, the prizes are going to be, I haven't written them on my notes. Let me think. We're obviously going to do, for the ultimate, is going to be a thinner and cleaner bundle again with a PE placer. But the first prize is the brand new Saladin from Dragon Black Label, obviously from E-Models. Now this has literally just been released last week, about a week ago, and apparently it's a top seller. It really is flying off the shelf, so it's a great prize for someone, and it does look, it's quite a nice little subject actually, quite different. So so that's the 2 prizes for this month. So if you want to enter for that, obviously go over to ISM, go onto the actual competition thread itself where it announces the prizes. There's a lot of people post just in the competition area. It's got to be on the competition thread. Post on there, count me in, I'm in it for the win it, and anything you like, and as long as you've got a post there, you'll be counted in the draw. So good luck with that one. Right, I think now we're going to go over to the builds and everything. As I said right at the very beginning, I've done nothing. Absolutely nothing this month at all. I really wanted to crack on with that dragon, but I have not managed to do a single thing. I'm not joking. I've just been so busy. Even the new show's late, a week late. Everything's running so far behind. The mortgages have just gone through the roof. You know, it's been fantastic. So it's good. It's keeping me really busy. And obviously, drinking every night up at the burner, waking up late with a hangover. No, I'm not joking. But it's just every other night. So there's nothing for me this month, but I know Paul has been as prolific as ever, so we're going to go over to Paul's little segment of the show now and see what he's been up to.
Thanks, Lee. Right, welcome to my little segment of the show. We'll go look at my builds in a minute. I'll just have a quick waffle with you guys first. So, Facebook, forum, fantastic. The forum's just mentally busy at the minute. Really happy how that's going. The Facebook page got really busy as well. We're well over 2,000 members now. We're over 3,000 on the forum. So again, very busy. Very wide range of modelers on there, from beginners to some really fantastic work. A lot of advice given, questions asked. It really is becoming a real nice little community. For those of you on Facebook or YouTube, if you're not on the forum, come on over, because you really are missing this every month. You really are missing out not being a member of that forum. It's a huge resource. There's a lot of knowledgeable people on there, very friendly members. We're not your typical forum, very friendly. Come on over, register, say hello, and just post pictures of your work. Nobody judges you, nobody river counts you. Unless you ask for criticism, you won't get it. So it's a good forum, it's a good place to be, and you really are missing out not being a member of it. Group build at the minute, we've got Cohen's Tiger build, which I'm flying through mine, which you'll see in a minute. Really enjoyed it. Love the Tiger one. Haven't built a Tiger one in, like, oh my god, 3-4 years nearly, so it's nice to build one again. I've got loads in the stash, which most of you can see behind me there. I've got more on the way, funnily enough, as well. So it's a fantastic build. Some of the entries in there, my god, there's some stunning work in there. Mike's already finished his. I think he's the only one to currently, oh no, John Bellows finished his as well. A couple of people finished, and absolutely fantastic. In a month to get that amount of work done, and a dio like Mike did, superb. But there's loads of entries. It's going to be a nightmare to judge. Thank God I'm not judging it. I pity Lee doing that reveal video though, because there's going to be a lot of entries, hopefully a lot of finishes, and it's a fantastic SIG. So well done to Devon and James Deval for thinking of that one. To honour our lovely friend Michael, who gets really embarrassed at his name being mentioned in honour. But it is an honour of your mates. You give a lot to the community, and it's good that we can do builds in your honour. And as you well know, I've enjoyed building mine. I really have. I pestered the crap out of you, but I really enjoyed building mine. So thanks for everything, and thanks to the guys that thought of doing it. Next one, I'm just getting to my notes, which I normally have stuck on my camera, but I forgot today, so they're in front of me. Upcoming video build, the Vegan. It's just been reviewed. I do explain it, or will explain it in a minute when I get to the bench. The review's done, it'll be up very soon. So hopefully, I'm going to have a few parts to come, a few aftermarket bits. Once that comes, I get the build on the go. Don't want it to drag on, I want it to be a quick build, and the next build after this will be a piece of armour, I promise. Like I said last time, myself, Sebastian and Hendrik, that's Dutch Modelling and Hollywood Modelling, we're going to take part in a Hellcat buddy build. So if anyone's got a Hellcat out there, the M18 it is, so I'm just looking at mine up there. Come join us. I think we're all building the Academy kit, so if you can get an Academy Hellcat, it's only a cheap kit, it's number 1375. Get one, come and join us. Hoping to start it, maybe April. I've got the Academy kit, I've got a Black Dog resin set, and I've set a through tracks for it. I bought as a job lot a while back. Somebody else got one, I think it was Sebastian, and Hendrik already had one. So we thought we'll do a little buddy build. So if anyone's in on that, give me a shout on the forum or Facebook and we'll add your name to it. There's only 3 of us in there so far, so hopefully we can add a few more to it. Hangouts going on, as always stressed, and nothing to do with ISM at all, other than the fact I put the link on the Facebook page. That's it. They're my hangouts. What goes in there stays in there. If you've watched them, you'll know what I mean. It's a group of 10 blokes having a laugh. It's quite harsh and coarse in there. The humour's quite dark and what have you. So it's nothing to do with ISM. It's mine alone. I do them Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. Sebastian does this on a Friday. We were doing them every night, but we cut it down. We're trying to do 4 a week at a time now. I can do it, the others can't because they seem to start their own up, but never mind. And they're great laugh. Come on over, have a look. The reason I mentioned the Hangouts, this coming Saturday, which hopefully this will be out before then, I think it will. So it's the Saturday after this, which will be the, as he looks, is it going to be the 7th? I think it's the 7th. We're going to do another 2-hour speed build. So if you've not seen it before, we pick a kit. We've done a 172 speed build so far on a 1144. You get 2 hours to build it, live on camera. You've got to have your camera on so you can see. Show your unstarted kit. 2 hours, stopwatch, away. Build it. You've got to build it, paint it, decal it, finish it all off in 2 hours. It's a great laugh. It's a really fun build. And like I say, we've done a 172 build and a 1144th one. This time we're going to do a 172 BF109, any manufacturer. So that's this Saturday, starting about 10:30 PM UK time. There might be a couple of spaces left, so if you want in, let me know, but don't be disappointed if there's not. And if you join and get kicked, it's because we need the space for other people, so don't be offended if that happens. But I'll put the link up when it happens, so you can tune into my YouTube channel and watch it. It's a good laugh. The other 2 are on my channel as well, and we all enjoyed it. It was funny as hell. Trying to build something that quick, because everybody was stressed and panicking, so there was a lot of profanities and stress and shouting and what have you, so it was a good laugh. That'll be up as well. So like I say, I'll put the link on Facebook when that happens, and you can come watch, or the space you can join in. And that's it. That's what I've got time to talk about today. I've got quite a lengthy airbrush review and about 15 minutes, well, hopefully left to look at my bench. Otherwise it's an hour and the news show ends up dead long and it takes me forever to send it to Lee, so I'm going to keep my bit short today. So we'll go to my bench, we'll have a look at my work and go from there. Okay, so we're at my workbench. First off, we'll go with the upcoming build. This is the subject for the next ISM video build. I did say it was going to be armour. I do apologise. Myself and Lee are now stockists of the Tarangas kit. It makes just sense for me to build one. Unfortunately, it's business sense. I would have liked to have built armour. I will build my next video piece will be armour, I promise. I will pick something. I might let you guys choose. Don't start sending me PMs. I will let you choose when it comes to the point. But we've got this. It doesn't look too complicated to build, so it shouldn't take too long. I've literally reviewed it, the reviews with Lee now, so hopefully it'll probably be up just after the news show, maybe even just before, we'll have to see. It looks a great kit. I've got a few aftermarket bits on the way as well to add a bit more detail. So as soon as I get those aftermarket bits, mainly because some of it's for the cockpit, I will start filming it and we'll get this on the go. I'm very excited to build it because it looks a stunning kit. I'm going to do the absolutely, I don't know if I can get the lid off quickly to show you the lovely multicoloured splinter cam. These boxes are so tight, really good. I want to do the multicoloured splinter cam. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm really looking forward to getting that done. If you go to the bed, you can see it. It's going to be a challenge to do that, but it's going to look absolutely superb, so I really can't wait. Like I say, as soon as the aftermarket arrives, I will jump on board and we will start filming it straight away. So that's the upcoming video build. In the meantime, we have several things on the go. We start off first with my little tiny Hasegawa, so it's just push fitted on for now. I got to look at the box because I can never remember the name of this, and I just call it Steve. It's easier. It's a Hasegawa N1K1 JA Shiden George Type 11. George, I think it's the name the Americans gave him to make him easy to identify. I just called Steve. Everything's called Steve. And this plane is as well. Nice little kit. Quite a basic cockpit. I don't know if you can see it. There you go, you can. It's got decal on the instrument sheet. Sorry, panel. Bit of chipping in there. A bit of light weathering. Chipping solutions, what have you. So it went together quite well. The cowling's on for now. I've got the engine is in Mr. Hobby Buffalo aluminium at the minute. It's in the box behind me. The wings all went on. The fit of the kit, Hasegawa, went together no problem whatsoever. I don't think I needed any filler at all, to be honest. The only thing I did on the very small seam lines at the top, I did a technique I've not used in a long time. And it was actually Hollywood Modelling who just jogged my memory about this, and it's using the remnants of your old extra thin. You know, when you get down to the point where your brush doesn't quite reach, you always end up with, it's like a swamp of plastic and glue. I'll normally change bottles at that time because I hate struggling for the glue, and then after time you decant one to another and you can end up with a full bottle of murky looking glue. So what you do is you get a couple of old sprues, chop them to little bits, chuck them in, let them dissolve overnight, and you end up, if I can undo it, you then end up with molten plastic like that. So basically that is glue and styrene, and the styrene is melted and you've ended up with molten plastic. Now you glue that, you brush that on, you've got to leave it for at least a couple of days and it dries rock hard. Now there's a couple of specs on top where you can see that I've done it, where I did the whole fuselage with it, top and bottom. There's only the smallest of seams there because the fit of the kit was really nice, and left it to dry. Needs a good couple of days because it's glue. In fact, the technique I'd say you're better off using is glue it with extra thin, let that totally dry over a couple of days or a day. I normally leave it a day, then come back, dab in that size all the way along, leave that, put it aside for a good couple of days, just forget about it, work on something else, come back, sand it off, and it was flawless. So I said any plastic filler, and the seam all the way along is absolutely perfect, and the beauty of it is it doesn't shrink. Now I was using super glue for the same thing, but super glue can be a bit hard to sand off. I know you can mix it with talcum powder to make it easier, but to be honest, who the hell wants to be looking at talcum powder when you're building models? Because I don't. So I used this technique a long time ago when I was first building well, not aircraft but models when I was younger. I did build a few aircraft back then and it worked absolutely flawlessly. It took a little bit longer, but obviously I've got multiple projects on the go at the time, so I just literally put it on, stick it to one side, let it dry, come back, sand it, and there's no shrinkage either, which is the main reason for it. So I just had a little couple of specs there. I don't know what had happened, whether they've been missed or indented. Sand them off, job done, and I've test sprayed them with flat black, and there's no seam there absolutely at all. So I think I'll be carrying on using that from now on. I've got to thank Hendrik for jogging my memory on it. We were on a hangout one night, Hendrik was there and he said, oh, I'm going to do this, and I thought, do you know what, I haven't done that in years, and I had an old bottle of Tamiya Extra Thin, chucked it in, did it, and I'll be doing it. So props to you, Hendrik. Don't give you props very often, mate, but thanks for reminding me about that. I shall be using that technique in future because I completely forgotten about doing it. And I'll be using it from now on. Right, so that I'm building that as part of the Rising Sun, I think it's a GB, let me have a look. Rising Sun GB on ISM, that runs until the 30th of April. It's not going to take me long that to build at all, it'll be done before I know it. The next thing we've got on the go is the SU30. You might have seen me talking about it last month. Started this on January 1st. Let's pop it in shot. because it's huge. I started January 1st, and this is where I'm at now. It's going to be 2.5 foot long. I think it's 700mm long, 500mm wide. This is the basic length. We've still got the nose cone on the end, which is going to add a good 3-4 inches on the end of it. It's huge. It's a pain in the backside to work on because it's huge, but my god, it's a beautiful kit. It really is nice. So far we've got the cockpit in. As you can see, it's a zoom, Eduard zoom set that came with a big headset I bought for it. So you've got all the photo etch side panels, the foot control, I don't know what you call them, straps, I suppose the straps, in there. To give it a wash. The other thing I didn't like, the zoom PE set was a weird like lilac-y colour when the cockpits are a bluey grey. So I had to alter my cockpit colour, I think I explained this last time, to get it to match the colour, but that's all in there now. Fits in there beautifully. You literally screw this together, the screws in there, in the middle and at the back. We've got all the exterior PE on, so I'm trying to show you on a close-up on. This thing's too big. There's a huge piece on the side which I believe is a gun shield for the gun on the side, sorry. A little bit of PE on the back. I think we've got a little bit underneath. Yeah, at the back there we've got a bit more. So it took a bit of time, and then I'm slowly going round doing the fuselage seams, which are all on the side, all the way across. On the back, as you can see, we still need to do these bits. There was a bit of a, not a problem, but it did take a bit of persuading to get the wing seam in. So it took, I had to glue the top, clamp it all, leave it for a day, then spin it around, glue the bottom, clamp it, leave it for a day, and then, like I say, I'm slowly working my way around this thing. The fit's not bad on the fuselage. This is always the weak point, but this is going to need, like that part, it's going to need clamping in and pushing out at the same time. So I'm in no rush. The back's all glued. As long as I get this built by November for next year, my god, I'll be happy. It's going together well. So that's the main fuselage itself. I've got the cockpit and the instrument panels here. I'm going to pop this thing out of the way. It lives on its own shelf. It's all it bloody fits on. Absolute pain. I don't know where the hell it's going when it's built. It's going somewhere. We've got the Wolfpack resin seats, which I've then supplemented with the zoom set out, the big headset, the Eduard big headset. If you haven't seen, I've added a hell of a lot of aftermarket to this thing. So we've got the resin seats, which were painted up, weathered, etc. And then we've added all the pre-coloured photo etch to it. And I've lost a part of that one actually. I need to find that. Just noticed it's come off. There's a lot of PE added to that. It took a few hours making those, but they're worth it longer. I need to find a little bit of PE though. It's a bit worrying. I don't know where that's gone. We've got the gun itself, which has just been sprayed in Alcalad gunmetal. Needs a dry brush to bring out some of the detail. That'll look quite good when it's done. You can show that on and off the aircraft. Sorry, you can take the panel on and off to show it on the aircraft, which is rather good. We've then got the first instrument panel. Sorry, the front and rear instrument panels. So what we've done, we've taken off all the kit detail, completely removed it with chisel, sanded it flat, stuck on the PE, pre-coloured, and I coloured the screens in green. They've gone a little bit rough, they've got a few air bubbles in them, but when they're in the cockpit they're like this, you can't see them anyway. So again, a nice touch. Very nice indeed. So like I said, that's a big project, that's going to take me quite some time to do, and then we're on to a project I've very nearly finished. And this one I'm especially happy about. Building this is the Whitman Tiger. I think I showed the box last month. In fact, it's under here again still. I showed you it last time. It's a Sad Robbie white box. It's getting a rare kit now. You can still get it here and there. It costs you a bit of money though, but it's a nice kit. It's a late Tiger with Zim. I've absolutely flown through this over the past month. Very happy with the progress. Happy with how it's looking. It's coming together really well. If I go to the overhead camera, have a quick look around, I can pick this up. It's got full tracks on, so it weighs an absolute ton. But I'll take it to the big one first, over top. So Zimrit, we've got the frill tracks. There's loads of PE on it. It's been weathered, not massively. We've got a bit of mud here and there, a bit of dust, a bit of chipping. If we go into the camera, we can have a look. So it's a used but not well battered tank, I would say. But more than happy with how it's come out. It's about 90% done, I would say. We just added a bit of rust to those tracks yesterday. They need lightening a little. I don't know if they need lightening or not. I might leave them as they are. I'm not sure. They're through tracks again. These are through tracks on the side. They were burnished. And then where they're using pigments, so you can see they sit up. I want to pick it up. I want to put it down to get the appropriate sag. I've got a crew for it as well. I've still got to weather up the tracks on the turret on both sides. So there's 3 that side, 1 on the other. The exhaust needs finishing off. It's had a base coat. It's had some soot at the back. It needs some pigments. And we need a bit more mud here and there at the back. But no, it's gone together very well. It looks smart when it's sat down low. I don't know if you can see it on the side camera. You may not be able to. But it goes down very well. I've enjoyed building this. As you can see, I built it in a month. It's very nearly done. Got a few more effects to do, a little bit of pigments, a few rust streaks. I need to get those tracks rusted up a bit better. The exhaust needs rusting up, a bit more mud, a few more dust effects, and the crew. I think I might put on a dio. Not 100% sure yet. I might do. We'll see how we go. But you'll see this completed next month. I'm very happy how it's come out. I think it looks absolutely. I think Tiger ones look absolutely stunning, and I'm very happy with this. But I'm quite critical on my work, but even I like this. I think it looks rather good. So there we go. So there you go, guys. There's my current builds, and one's on the way. Hopefully I have a lot more progress next month as well, and we'll see where we've got to. So thanks for watching. I'll send you back to Lee, and I'll catch you guys on the forum.
Right, so there you go. Paul has been very prolific as usual, doing really well. As I say, he spends a lot of time in his man cave, bless him. It's all right for some, eh? But so well done, mate. You've done really well there. So just come to the end of the show now. So I just want to obviously normally say thank you to our sponsors and everything. So a big thank you to eModels for coming back and being our main sponsors again. Absolutely fantastic to have got you guys back on board. And obviously we've got Models Are Go, John and Mandy who sponsor our GBs group builds. And obviously we've got Ultimate Modern Products ourselves, who sponsor wherever we can, willy-nilly, and S&M stuff for sponsoring our SiGs and everything. So thank you very much, guys. Your support is much appreciated. But I hope you've enjoyed the show. As I say, it's quite a Paul-centric one this month because I haven't really had much to do. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon. Until next month, take care. Bye-bye.